Students, today's class, we are going to talk about the introduction to information security management in ITIL. So actually, any devices or anything, we have to protect the system. People should not misuse it, and you should not lose your data. So we have to protect your system. So you need the governance activity, you need it, right? Okay. So we have to manage the system, information security management, we have to do it, and we need the governance activity, and we have to avoid the risk. If suppose if somebody will steal your system, means what you have to do is you have to protect your system. You have to avoid such kind of things, you have to avoid it. Okay. So what is the objective of information security management in ITIL? So actually the information is available and ready to use it. Okay. Everywhere informations are available. Okay. But you have to avoid the attacks. People should not attack it, and they should not take the data. So, and there are some data you should not show it to others. That things you have to avoid it. Okay. So you have to protect your system, so the information is complete. And any business transaction, it may be banking or any other business transaction, when you do it, so people should not take your pin number and other thing, they should not take it. So such a way that you have to protect your system. So what is the scope of information security management in ITIL? So first of all, everything you should use the plans and policies. So whatever it may be, you have to use the plans and the policies. Okay. So there is no deviation from the plans and policies. And you have to satisfy the business as well as the security requirement. You are doing the business, at the same time the security has to be maintained, and the plan, everything is for the future only. And also we should have the service level agreement. Okay. So whatever the service you are doing it, the customer has to accept the services, and the risk in the business has to be avoided, that should be managed efficiently, right? So value of information security management in ITIL. First of all, the policy has to be maintained, and the corporate governance are fulfilled. So it's not the policy for a particular company or particular organization, corporate. Okay. So everybody have to follow the same thing. Okay. So whether it is a cloud based or paper based, or how the company secrets are maintained, and how the intellectual properties are maintained. Okay. And we have to avoid the attacks from the people, and all information we have to keep it in a safe. We have to avoid the security threats. All right. Okay. So, and also it is necessary to avoid the redundancy. So we'll see about some of the basic concepts of information security management. So first, information security policy. So first of all, the standard policy has to be managed. The second thing is we have to assess the risk and manage it. Before the risk comes, we have to manage it. And information security management system. So we have to manage the system, right? So this is the frameworks of the information security management in ITIL. Okay. So control, plan, implement, evaluate, maintain. Okay. So these are all the 5 components are there in the security management framework. Okay. So first one is a control. Okay. So we have to allocate the responsibility. So people responsibility we have to allocate and control the documentation. Okay. So if someone the responsibility is allotted, so people have to do the responsibility correctly. And the second one is the plan. So collection of information and understanding the security requirements of the organization. The plan has to be maintained for the security requirements. What we are going to do it, how we are going to securing the things. The third one is we have to implement the things. Whatever we are planning, we have to implement it. Okay. So, and the next one is the evaluation. So maybe we can plan it properly, but somebody has to evaluate it because there may be some deviation has to be there. And we have to maintain the things. Once when you develop a system, just when you leave it without maintenance, everything will be waste. So we have to maintain the system. Okay. So this is the process activities of information security management. Okay. So first we have to create the process, then implement it. So we have to analyze it. If there is an improvement, we have to improve it. And if I wanted to monitor it, I have to monitor it. Then report has to be given. Then again it should be reviewed. If there is a change, again you should create it. Okay. So that is what the process activities. Okay. So we have to create, review, and revise the information security policies as per the requirements. Then you should communicate and you have to implement it and you have to enforce the security policy adequately. So some for any policies, if you enforce only, people will follow it. Then analyze and classify all the information and documentation. We should analyze the things and we have to classify the one which category it is coming. Okay. And implement the set of security controls and risk responses. Constantly monitor and manage all breaches of security. Maintain it. Always, you monitor it and maintain it. So you analyze it, take time to analyze the things and produce a report and take the necessary action. So you are just, produce, schedule and perform the security reviews, audit and the penetration test. Okay. So you have to review the system and you have to audit it and you have to go with the penetration test. Okay. So with this, we'll finish the security management in ITIL.